Okay, we should have better luck this time with the signal. I switched to the 4G, so it should be a lot better. It is a lot better. I see the picture's already better. Come on in from the other stream. Come on in. Come on in. One's here. Bring them forth. Come forth, children of the afternoon. Come forth. Come forth. This is the new homeland. You are in here now. The first chat room failed. This one is in now. Well, one person is here now. Identify yourself. Identify yourself. Three people. Okay, they're starting to come in now. Six made it over. Six have come in. Seven. It's pretty neat, this actually. Here we go. Aloha. No, it wasn't letting me. Okay, yeah, we're better off in here now. Heli. Hello, it's Heli. Is that a misspelling mistake? Is that how you say hello in your land? Have I ever heard of the Hoon Bedden in Holland? No, tell me about it. Hello, as that was a spelling mistake. The tribe is growing strong. It sure is. It sure is. That's what I'm saying. Like, this corona thing was like, the lockdown was the best thing that ever happened for so many of us. It made us reevaluate what's important in life and what's necessary, and who the kind of people you want in your life, who makes you feel relaxed. I mean, that's what I discovered about people. You know, they say, like, there's a tendency to divide people into dickheads and nice people. But I think the corona thing, what that made me divide people into was people who made me feel relaxed and people who made me feel tense. And I've decided I want nothing to do with people who made me feel tense. Venice Beach, very nice. Although it's just, I believe we have a lot of problems with homeless there now. But yeah, that's where that's where it is now. It's yeah, true colours shown. People who made me feel relaxed, which I want to feel, and people who've made me feel tense. And that, I don't want people to make me feel tense in my life ever again. I only want people to make me feel chilled. And I've been doing this for a couple of years now, getting rid of the ones who are agitators, and sticking to people who are laid back and easygoing. And my God, the agitators don't like being rejected. They just don't like it at all. And then you realize then you realize you're right to get rid of them. Chill, learn to be chill, learn to be laid back, learn to be easygoing. 28 people here to 30 people now. Will we get a 33 Masonic number? 29? No. Makana Pista 20. We'll get exactly my thoughts I gathered. Yeah, that's how I feel about it in different circumstances. Yeah, but we all have to deal with people in our everyday lives, and that's like literally what I'm talking about. If their agitators aren't aware, that isn't another story. Gorgeous sunny weather in Plymouth. That's where you can call him is. That's where I did that. I will not use profanity. Fucking profanity. Ian here from Vernon, British Columbia, Canada. How's it going? It's going pretty good. I didn't have a good night's sleep last night. A terrible headache. But the cats were going mental all night long. And I had a rotten sleep last night. But I feel okay now. Plymouth is on the wrong side of the Tamar. You mean like it should be in the Cornwall side? Is that what you're saying? I love that big railway bridge that goes over it. Hello, Mr. Sheridan. Mr. Very formal. Hello, Mr. Sheridan. Well, hello, Mr. Stephen. How are you? How are you today, Mr. Stephen? And yeah, so the big Brunel Bridge going across the Tamar. I love taking the train across that into Cornwall. The Penzance from Bristol Templemead Station. It's a good train trip, that. Along the coast at Dawlish, where Exeter is. It's a really good train trip. Have you, on your travels, have you noticed which countries have the higher level ration of normie? Yeah, definitely have noticed that. I'd say Scandinavian countries have the most normies of what you call normie types. Definitely. I would say then the English speaking countries would be below that. They'd be like the Germanic countries. The less you get less normie types in like the warmer countries like Italy, Spain, Greece, America would be a kind of a mixture of both, but definitely you see the more functional a society is, the more kind of like comfortable and kept it is, the more you get the kind of NPCs. And Scandinavia is absolutely head and shoulders above everyone else. It's like, I mean, I'm not putting down Scandinavians, please don't get me wrong, but it's like, yeah, you see it's very, I mean, it ties hand in hand with conformity and comfort. It ties hand in hand with that. And so, yeah, definitely the Scandinavian countries, in particular Denmark, I found particularly stiff. And we just, like, it's like someone said the other day, these people were once Vikings. What the hell happened? Like, what the hell happened? Yeah, don't try to wake up people, Tim. You're wasting your time. Never try to wake up people. It's not your job to wake people up. That's an evangelical Christian mindset. Just get on with your life. Be aware of how the control system functions, and enjoy your life. Don't waking people up is a big mistake. There's no happiness in trying to wake people up, none at all. I mean, even when they're successful, there's no happiness. Look at the amount of people that David Icke has woke up, but he doesn't strike me as a happy person. He strikes me as quite unhappy, and that's the best thing. Is not that it's just takes so much energy out of you, and even if you're successful, it's almost like a kamikaze thing. It's got like a kamikaze element to it. You kind of destroy yourself for it. It's almost like you sacrifice yourself into waking up. That's why I don't waste my time trying to wake up people. That's why in my normal life here, no one knows that I'm this. I do this. I'm just a fella who lives down the road, and even in work, most of them don't even know about it. And that's the way I like it. I have a normal, otherwise life. But in terms of waking up, the information is out there, but you can't show. Like, look at these videos. I don't give them titles like Illuminati 666 New Order, New World Order, Crackdown, or that kind of thing. I give them one word cryptic titles. If you were to share my videos with the titles that I use, normies would be much more likely to watch them than if they had a title like, vaccine coming, market a beast. And this is the big mistake that those people make, that they go in too full on. It's like anything in life. You can't introduce new ideas and new ways of thinking to people if you go into too full on. That JP Sears guy does nothing for me. Like, he's a one trick pony. I just don't get. He does nothing for me. People keep sharing his videos. It's like, yeah, okay, big deal. I know exactly what when the video starts, I know exactly how it's going to end. I really do. That's why I don't understand why people still watch it. Every one of his videos, you know exactly how it's going to go. The script is completely obvious. Yeah, everyone has their own taste and everything, but I just don't get it. Like, if he makes a video on anything, I know exactly how it's going to pan out and exactly how it's going to go, and he does it every time. It's predictable. Yeah, I want to do more of those those things at night time. It was kind of intense and spooky in the car as well doing it, and it kind of was good being in the dark. It was good for my memory. Yeah, I know he's being sarcastic and it's funny, but it's predictable funny. It's you know exactly what if he's making a joke about face masks, you know exactly what's going to be. It's not as witty as it's made out to be. It's like it's like what we're all thinking kind of thing. Maybe he just expresses it into a sarcastic thing, but it's not that witty. It's not that clever. Just like his early New Age sending up New Agers wasn't that clever. I mean, that's like basic how to make fun of New Agers 101. It wasn't his witty, amazing thing. What or novel thing. He just the way. I just don't get it. It's just, to me, it's boring. Yeah, me and Jerry Meehan was his name, the goat in the bushes. That happened. I don't know where that happened. It's like somewhere in County Meath or somewhere, but that was a true story. The guy said that. The guy didn't say that in the pub, but the car really did break down, and there was a goat staring at us the whole time. It was really strange. And we told the guy in a pub, and he laughed his head off. But the joke about there's a goat in the next field knows fuck all about cars, that was, I made that bit up. You made a totem pole? Cool. What do I think of Brian Rose from London Real exposed as scamming people? Well, I don't know if he scammed people. I didn't watch. I watched Niall's video on it, and I mean, you know what they say: a fool and his money is easily parted. So it seemed to me like your man was trying to like your man was playing and was like this big smile on his face, talking to Niall, but it was like you willingly gave that money away. Secondly, I have absolutely no problem with Brian Rose making money any way he wants. That's his own thing. But at the same time, too, I don't like the whole London Real format. I never did. I didn't like it from the beginning when they had like the DMT and ayahuasca stuff. You know, there's something about that DMT stuff and ayahuasca that no one ever talks about, and that's all the damage caused by what they call the purging, the vomiting. Lots of people who've taken ayahuasca and have vomited it up, they've destroyed their insides because the stomach acid has chewed away at their esophagus and they can't eat anything anymore without getting really bad acid reflux or it hurting when they're swallowing. And it's exactly the same thing that happens to alcoholics. Their esophagus is destroyed by the alcohol, and this is never talked about with the ayahuasca thing, that the purging is actually destroying people's innards if they do it too much. Yeah, that portrait is kind of weird. Yeah, I think Brian Rose is now a target because of the big success of the. Yeah, people have died. I know. The big success of the David Icke stuff, who's obviously just using David Icke's name, and again, I've no problem with that. Octopus Dreams in Edinburgh. That's a good title for a song. And but I'm not going to say anything negative about him because I don't know him. But I like I said, I don't really like London Real. I don't really understand what it's about, and it just doesn't do anything for me. I become a cult leader to you. I'm ready to move into the compound as soon as they're ready for us. Well, I'm not fucking moving in with me. That's for sure. That's why I'd make the worst cult leader in the world. I couldn't give a fuck, and the compound. Don't any fucking living near me. I get up when I want and do what I want. That's too. I mean, that's the whole thing with it being a cult leader. It's too much fucking work. That's why I don't get it. It's too much work. I heard that. No, I didn't take down David Icke's website. They took down his YouTube channel, which was pretty disgraceful. But that's a problem you're dealing with. The podcast thing, I'm still investigating it. But if I had a compound, it'd be like a tea shop. It'd be like a tea shop, and it would be like scones and tea and cakes and stuff like that. And then I would say, go away and fuck off and leave me alone. That's what. Kool-Aid, you mean? Not Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid. Oh, David Icke's site is now gone. DavidIcke.com is gone. But how can that be if he owns the domain? You can't just take a site down like that. That's pretty shocking if that's true, if that DavidIcke.com has been taken down. Really? DavidIcke.com has been taken down? That is pretty appalling. How can they do that? I don't. How can you take a site down? I mean, you can just Heaven's Gate. No, Heaven's Gate doesn't have a compound. They're all dead. Did you ever notice how the cults all live in luxury, swanky houses? Weed is broken. We don't have weed. I don't want bickies or biscuits. I hate to smell that shit. JS, who's JS? Confirmed that DavidIcke.com was taken down. Holy shit, that's pretty dark. Yeah, you can bully the ISP. He can upload it again on a Russian server or something. That's what you can do. Holy fuck, that's pretty shocking that DavidIcke.com has. Wow. Arrow 502, that's removal. Wow. They probably bullied the host company. That is disgusting. I mean, that's just like, that's because of that pandemic book by that woman in the video. They're running. They really are running scared at this point. I don't see David Icke doing any harm at all with his website or his work. I don't see him doing any harm. I mean, how can anyone who cares about free speech think it's a good thing to shut someone down? I mean, I would never shut down anyone, not anyone's speech. I would never, like if I was running a country, I would say anyone wants to talk about anything they can. Well, once it's not like making up lies about an innocent person, then you're on the slander laws. But otherwise, in terms of discussing conspiracies and so on, whatever happened to freedom of speech? I've always wanted to go to Death Valley. I always wanted to go there. That's amazing. That's amazing. Amazing and disgusting if they took down his website. That's horrible. And I feel bad for him. That shouldn't be done. And it makes you wonder about Brian Rose and who London really are. Do I have my work backed up? You mean like my videos and everything? No, and I don't really have them. I should do that. Some of them I do, but most of them I don't. I don't think I'll be taken off Facebook or this. Well, I'll be taken off Facebook because of some fucking lunatic drug addict hippie fake with suicidal tendencies and shaved hair in Canada, Niagara Falls, whose husband is a junkie. She reported a post with the N word in it, but that was somebody had sent me an email calling me an Irish N-er, and I posted and said, this is the kind of shit I have to deal with. And she's such a disgusting creature, and so evil and so horrible that she had to report it. But everyone knows she did it now, and she's, those screenshots of her and the other two lunatics gloating, they're now legendary, and no one of any decency wants anything to do with those monsters anymore. And she certainly cannot have any credibility on her own channel talking about free speech. And also she also went too far, because do you remember Kate of Gaia? She supplied Kate of Gaia with illegal, she procured hormonal drugs illegally, and so the Ontario police will be having a talk with her. She likes snitching. It works both ways, my dear. Bet you never got involved with those two fucking harpies now. Anyway, continue, please. Can I commission you to do a portrait? Nope. A Brian Rose? No, I don't do commissions, and I don't do portraits, and I don't do that. Time seems to speed it up. It certainly has. Certainly has. Well, time is, what's the word? Are you aware of the narrative of the Yellow Rose of Texas on YouTube? No, tell me about it. Moist Tap. That's an interesting name. Yellow Rose of Texas is a song, isn't it? Banning Icke adds credibility to his arguments. Yeah, absolutely. But and even his website taking it down, there are ways around that. But Arlo Guthrie, yeah, no, I mean that's what I don't. This is like that Sanity for Sweden chap said. He's absolutely bang on the money when he said that. He says, let them just expose themselves for what they are. That's what I always do. I always sit back and let them expose themselves for what they are. And they do, what they will. They always, these pathological types will always roll the dice one too many times. They can't just be happy with having a go and then stepping back and say enough. They have to keep going and going, and because they feed on the concept that they're damaging or hurting the other party. Where a normal person would say, okay, enough, let's walk away, get on with things. So that's why when they banned David Icke's YouTube channel, if they had any sense, they would have said, let's not do any more. Let's just like sit back and he's been punished enough. That's his income from YouTube gone. And someone was then it would have said, and if we keep going after him, it'll only make him more people wanting to know why. And then they're so stupid they go in the next level and ban his website. But that's how they are. That's how pathological types are. They was Rasputin the shaman. Definitely Rasputin had some amazing stuff going on there. There's no doubt about that. Rasputin, yeah, probably was. I mean, he came from Siberia, even though he was an Orthodox monk. A lot of the same things happened in the early Orthodox Church, and later Orthodox Church that happened within the Druids and like the Culdees here in Ireland, that they what you call it they transferred over some of the skills and knowledge from the pagan side of things or from the magical side of things into the church. Hello, Thomas, Ontario. Hello, Ontario. Loved your booking around. Thank you very much. Yeah, the round towers are remarkable. We've only just scratched the surface on those things. There's something else going on. There's an amazing story there. I saw some guy even talking about them recently somewhere, but my work on them. But absolutely, I do believe they're pre-Christian. At least not with the towers on them. What's this? But the round towers are definitely pre-Christian, and they definitely serve some kind of agricultural purpose. Uh, any thoughts on the occultic aspects of what's going on with the presence regarding supernatural experiences and fractals realities? Well, yeah, I spoke about that last night on Open Source Occult TV. If you see the video, we're definitely living in a time that's where reality is softer or more malleable, and things like everything right back to like Keck and Pepe and 4chan, and use the way they use chaos magic to get Trump elected. Like it's all there. The way memes are being used so powerfully at the moment. So absolutely, we're definitely in a time of that reverse speech stuff. I don't know about that, where they say there's real meanings in what they say backwards. I don't know. I think you're more likely to get the truth when you hear someone like getting carried away, like what's his name, Bill Gates, and using terms like the final solution. Shelley's here in Liverpool. Do you see they started flying international flights out of Liverpool, so you can escape now. Any further thoughts on CERN? Oh, only what I know, that it's like a weird place, and it's just, I've never. Yeah, Terence McKenna, brilliant. Yeah, I just don't know. Would you agree with me that Apocalypse Now is very occultic? Absolutely bang on the money. Very. It's nothing else. It's nothing else. Yeah, the first international flight left John Lennon Airport yesterday in Liverpool. So, like I said, slowly things are coming back to normal. Slowly they are. 168. 168. Apparently you can't see my videos anymore on many TV stations. They've been blocked by Virgin. Well, they're not blocked, but they don't show up. It is a unique and gorgeous time to be alive. It absolutely is. And if you're not savouring the happenstances of this age, you're missing out on a lot. If you're full of fear and loathing, you're missing out on an awful lot. Yeah, like Kafka. But they've always chopped down on free speech. They've always done that. Do crystals work? Yeah, but I'll tell you how crystals don't work. Crystals do have, like, this is why crystals are used in electronics. They do vibrate in certain frequencies, and these frequencies do have an effect upon our nervous system. However, the crystals that don't work are the ones that you get, the one that are polished and also been smashed. So a lot of crystals you buy have shock in them from from pneumatic hammers digging them out to being dynamited out. All that shock is in those crystals, and then they polished some of them. The best crystals of all are to go down to the beach, Go down to the beach and pick them up. Preferably white quartz, or if you have any other kind of crystals living in the mountains where you live, pull them out, but don't hammer them out hard with a hammer. Try to push them out or pull them out or dig them out, but don't attack them. That's the thing. That changes their ability to, the shock goes into them. But yeah, crystals do work, absolutely, but not the ones you buy in the New Age shop. Anybody else sort of MS the lockdown? Unfortunately, I don't know what that kind of. Robert Graves, very good. Do you think that crystals need to be charged? No, not with sage and things like that, but I do think that some of them are, they do work with the moon and things like that. Amber is a good one because there's no process in digging amber out. It floats in the sea and it's washed up on a beach. So amber's like a really good one. They're all good. They're all good, but it depends on how they've been mined. If they've been mined industrial wise, they will have shock in them. This is why you have to go get them yourself. Or like amber's one you can safely buy because it's not been mined. It floats. It washes up on beaches in the Baltic. I love amber. I love the color of it. I love holding it and everything. No, I haven't read that book, but he wrote a book about Jack the Ripper. I never saw that one. I think the Jack the Ripper one is interesting. Does gold have healing properties? Yeah, like didn't the ancients used to eat gold? They used to actually eat gold in food. So yeah, apparently there are health benefits to gold. Crystal meth, I doubt it. I got a jade necklace from New Zealand, that big stuff. I've never been to New Zealand, it's too far away. Yeah, well, salt you can get hand harvested. Yeah, it is a crystal. Yeah, and that's the salt from the sea is the best sea. That table salt you get, all that is dug out with big diggers and everything. Amber in Poland, yeah, washing up on the Baltic. There's kids and all that along there. They collect amber and sell it for extra pocket money. Well, it's because gold doesn't, gold can't be destroyed really, and so it doesn't rust or tarnish. So they believe that because gold didn't rust, that if you put it in your body wouldn't age or anything like that. Yeah, monatomic gold, the white powder. Yeah, I've heard about that. It's actually sold as a supplement, I believe. I don't know who Joe Desperadza is. Have you got a green necklace from the Chinese? Yeah. Well, if you look at the royalty, they're all covered in gems and rubies and all these others. They're all crystals, and the crowns are all covered in crystals. So what do you think? They're great. They're brilliant. So it's like, if it, instead of going, oh look, they're evil, satanic, I don't do what they do. Look at some of the things they do and ask yourself why they do them and can you use them. And one of them is they cover themselves in natural jewels and crystals, things like rubies and emeralds. And they're all crystals. My granny used to make me suck silver spoons. That was a classic one in Ireland, where you put a silver spoon in it or a silver coin. You make a baby suck on you hold the silver coin, make the baby suck the silver coin. That was a common one back in the old days. One of my five favorite songs of playing on the guitar. I couldn't even go there. I don't know. I'll tell you one I love playing on guitar, and it's not even one of my favorite songs, but I love to play it on guitar. Is Sunday Bloody Sunday by U2. I love to play that on the guitar. I really think that's like a beautiful riff. That's one. But like, yeah, every song is fun to play on the guitar. Sending curses, ill wishes back to the sender. I don't know what you mean. We'd have to answer that phrase a bit better. What are your thoughts? Well, you shouldn't really curse anybody. Surely there should just be the same as sending it out to yourself. I don't know what you mean by that. Bottom line is you shouldn't really curse or hex people. Not because it's to be a nice person. Well, that's part of it, because you could actually hex their children by mistake, who never did you any harm. But also, it's not good. It's too risky. Yeah, I want to finish that Lovecraft book, but I haven't been really in the mood for writing with the lockdown and everything. Ironically, I think I would be, but I've been doing other things. As I was going over the Cork and Kerry mountains, I met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. That's a great song. It's a classic. I don't even love the way Metallica do it. Straban. Hello, Straban. A lot of people from Northern Ireland following my stuff. I'm an achiever. Cthulhu is here. Yeah, I think he is. I know Miles Johnson. Yeah, I've met Miles a good few times. I've hung out with him in the Barge pub in England, and I met him at a few events. I know Miles, yeah. Interesting man. I don't. You like the frames, Jacqueline? Yeah, they don't really do it for me, but like they're cheap ones, but they were ideal for reading this. Greetings from Lisbon, beautiful city. I really like it there. Big fan of Portugal here. Saw you talking Peterborough. Is there? I was thinking about the video of that the other day. Alex, God rest his soul, hired a professional film crew, and he said that he kept meaning to get it properly edited. He wanted to do all those videos, and what happened was the guy got cancer and died. I don't know where that footage from Peterborough is, but that I would love to see the video of that. That was a great night, and we packed the place out that night. And yeah, I'd love to see that. I have no idea who the people were that filmed it or did the video or anything, but they had professional film equipment and everything that night. I just don't know what happened. It's a shame, really. I guess he was planning to put it on his Doom Watch TV show or something. Jack Duckwork frames. Jack and now I want to become an achiever. That's like an achiever. You don't say I'm I'm an achiever. Does Satan has horns because he conceived as a diss to the corn gods? Yeah, well, no, Satan doesn't exist anyway. It's a made up thing. But yeah, that's Pan. They're making fun of the horn gods. Yeah, that when they use those things, the devil and stuff like that. You worked on the promotion for Fizzy in the Jar. Cool. The Metallica version, I'm assuming. What are ghosts that are real? I made loads of videos on ghosts. I tend to think that ghosts are not dead people. I think they're spirits of some kind, but they're like demons or they're jinn or something. I don't believe that ghosts are the dead come back to life. I don't believe that. I don't. But if you look down this channel, or what you call it, Beyond Room 313, you'll see I've made extensive videos on ghosts and hauntings and stuff like that, and my own theories on them. Gin, yeah, I kind of agree with that. Corby is Little Scotland. Is that town in the north of England where it's a steel or a coal mine and all the Scottish people went to live there? I met a bunch of Scottish guys once at an event that were from, I think, Corby. And I think they all said, yeah, everyone in Corby's from Scotland. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. St. Petersburg. Love the new series, Product Never. Thank you, I'm glad you like it. Dream World is very rich right now. Keep it going. What effect did Wagner have on his what you call it, Germany in the 30s? Well, Wagner is, the man. He knew how to, he was the first heavy metal act. And yeah, I mean, Wagner stirring epics, Parsifal and all them, they stirred up the Germanic soul. Life after death, I believe you reincarnate. That's what I believe in life. What happens to you, you reincarnate. In fact, I know you do. I know you do. Do you think our thoughts are signal patterns may leave impressions in the atmosphere after we die? Interesting concept. Yeah, I think so. Like I think like when you go to battlefields, you can certainly feel the energy of what happened on those battlefields or places like that. Then we're back to the whole thing of what's that? It's a science. I forget what it's called, where you can read stones. Let me see. Jamie Allen. I have a stupid theory. You've often said the psychopaths go for jobs like surgeons or CEOs. Well, I didn't invent that. That was actually a theory. That was actually a research done by University College London. Speaking as an ex-carer, I've often found a lot of nurses and social workers to be psychopaths, narcissists. Don't know about that. I'm like, they're everywhere. I mean, there's very few psychopaths in the world, very few. But there's lots of narcissistic, when I say pathological, we're all narcissistic to some degree. But there's possible, no, it's not lightomancy, it's something else. We're all narcissistic to some degree. But when it goes cancerous, like pathological narcissistic, like we saw lots of that in those TikTok videos, that's different. But and they're in every profession, I'm sure, but psychometry, that's the one. Well done, Heather. Yeah, psychometry, that's the one. Where you could read the past, the idea that the stone was like a tape recording. Yeah, psychometry, that's the one. Ghosts could be memories, psychic memories, Jinn field off. Yeah, possible, that could be anything. I don't believe it's the dead, though. I don't believe it's that. The dead haunting, and I don't believe in that. I don't believe the dead stay. Orbs are weird ones. Yeah, most orbs you see in photographs are water droplets or something like that. But occasionally, I mean, I filmed them moving, and that was not a water drop. I filmed one actually going around something and then vanishing. So no, most are dust and most are water vapor droplets, but there are certain orbs that are not. There are certain orbs that they're not water or vapor, they're something else, maybe little bit balls of plasma or something. Yeah, I know, but that's not all of them. Not all orbs are dirt or dust or uh, or or water vapor droplets. There's some that are different. There's some that are different. A lot of orbs in Portugal. Green orbs around a bonfire. I don't know what that one is. The digital camera could be a lens flare thing, though. Some people have claimed to be attacked by orbs. That's an interesting one. It sounds like the big ball in The Prisoner. I am not a number. I'm a free man. No one's sitting in the back seats. Some people have claimed to. What are your thoughts on orbs, T? Like I said, most of them are dust or water vapor, but some of them I don't know. I think they're plasma. Now, whether they're intelligent plasma like some of these UFO things or not, I don't know. But I've definitely seen orbs that did not fall into that category. I actually filmed them moving and avoiding things as they moved. And it wasn't like they're being blown by the wind. It was like a deliberate movement. So there are some kinds of orbs that are not dust or water vapor, and they could be plasma. They do seem to be more prevalent though in underground places. This is another weird one. Why do they always seem to be in underground places very prevalent when there's no movement down there? Yeah, most people that are channeling demons. Demons, the lower level trash of the astral plane. They'll tell you anything you want to believe. Anything you want to believe. They'll tell you your own Auntie Mary, or they're aliens from the future, or anything. Gee, they'll tell you they're Jesus Christ. They lie and they lie and they lie, and they're harvesting energy off your excitement about talking to them. Yeah, they're all. I've yet to believe that you can channel an entity that isn't like that. I don't trust channeling at all. Though there is some kind of channeling I'd say I could trust, where you're getting insights from your daemon. That I could deal with. Where someone was like, gave it like they were channeling something from their daemon, and it was giving them information about the past or future. That I could kind of believe. Yeah, there could be sense in that. But those people who sit there and say we're talking to the the Jupiterians or the Venetians and stuff like that, or the Martians, or that's just all lies. Not lies, not the people are lying. They're getting lies from lower level demons. You just can't trust channeling. It's as simple as that. Zozo is not the one the Ouija board one. My opinion on numbers. I don't know what you mean by that. I mean numerology and stuff like that. There's definitely something like that. Ultimate narcissism is thinking God sits around waiting for us to place our orders in our way. Yep, absolutely. That he even cares about us. That he even cares about us. That yeah, God has a special plan for you. Yeah, that's, or he's going to save you. That's like huge narcissism. Oh, I heard about this comic book character Safe Space and Snowflake, but I think that's just cashing in on stuff. I've heard the name Dave Paul Des, but I don't know who he is. Like I said, I don't watch alternative media or pay much attention to it. I just don't watch any other YouTube channels like this or anything, because I don't want to be influenced. I like to keep my own thing straight from me. I mean, I do watch some, but I don't watch I don't sit around watching alt media at all. I don't even watch my own interviews when they're broadcast. Native Americans, yeah, with Chicos, they'll tell you, yeah, they'll tell you what you want to hear. With Tico and the Jinn seem to be a kind of a similar concept. I think the Holy Guardian Angel thing is probably like the daemon, like what what the Greeks say. It's your inner higher self or your inner self. I think that's when they say your Holy Guardian Angel or your Guardian Angel, your daemon. We were taught in deep fake technology. I don't know what that is. What would be your opinion on spirits like Astaroth, Baal, Baal? Well, they're all like archetypes that represent aspects and dynamics of human consciousness in the universe. Like, that's all they are. Like Lucifer doesn't actually exist as a being. Lucifer oh yeah, the missing 411. Yeah, I've seen that stuff. It's interesting and stuff like that, but it kind of goes nowhere. Yeah, the missing people, they're strange, but he doesn't go anywhere with it. It's just that he talks about it, but I mean, that's okay. He's a copper, and that's his business. But once you've seen one of his videos, like, what's the point in seeing any more? But yeah, the thing is, what was I talking about? They represent archetypes of human experience, human consciousness, and of the cosmos. And they're just like Lucifer doesn't actually exist as a person or a being or a god. Lucifer is a god force representing the metaphorical aspects of the planet Venus, in that it shines brightly, and it offers hope, and it shows up in the evening and the morning on the cusp of human changes in human consciousness. It burns brightly and it burns the truth out. But there's no actual. They're just metaphors. They're just archetypes. Sleep paralysis. I've never had sleep paralysis. I never hope I never do. Yeah, the thing that the foot being pulled out of bed by the foot's an interesting one. Yeah, that stuff is scary. I don't envy anyone who's had really bad sleep paralysis experiences. Well, we are kind of living in a simulation. We are. But the thing is, like, are we controlling the simulation, or are we creating the simulation, or is it a simulation controlled by something else? Or is it a mixture of something else creating the simulation and us at the same time in a kind of an agreement? And that's what I kind of believe in, that the simulation is being generated by us, but there's also another force involved in almost like gluing it together. Well, the spirit world is much closer now, especially since the lockdown thing. Big time. Do you think a nuclear war will ever happen? Well, the thing is, it's practically impossible to make a nuclear explosion. That's one. Thank you, Frigga. Same back to you. It's literally impossible to make a nuclear explosion. If you look at all the famous nuclear bombs and stuff that went off, they were not fired. So very few of them, the big ones, were dropped from planes and things like that. They were very highly controlled explosions that took enormous amount of logistics just to even do them. And for every nuclear explosion that happened, there was loads that didn't. It's very, very difficult. And one of the reasons they have so many nuclear missiles is because they expect most of them to fail. That's why they expect most of them to fail. That's why there's hundreds of nukes. You say, well, why do they have so many nukes if they only need two or three to destroy, a country? Because those two or three probably won't work. So they have to fire 100 and hope that one works. It's very, very difficult to make a nuclear explosion. It's very, very tricky. It's very difficult. It's not a matter of just firing a missile. The chances are that nearly every missile will fail, other than getting to the target. If it gets to the target, if it's not intercepted. Mind you, a missile with an unexploded warhead can still do tremendous damage. Just the sheer weight and mass of it smashing into New York or something could take down a whole load of skyscrapers. So they are deadly. You're voting for me. I'm never running for election ever. I'd rather chew off my own bollocks through an electric fence than go run for election. I've never had a dream in which I can fly. It's never happened to me. Donny Carney, north side of Dublin. How long do you think the lock will end? I think another few weeks it might be all over. It seems to be ending fairly quickly, but quietly without any much hullabaloo. We have a timetable for opening, and then they seem to ignore it, and they let things happen. I think by another month all the lockdown will be gone. Back to June 1st. Yeah, well, I think a lot of people they just want to go back to work. Ideas. I'm having a good day, Dom. Thank you. I hope you are too. Didn't get much sleep last night, but I'm hoping I'm having a good day. Ice creams were on sale in St. Anne's Park in Raheny last night. I'm assuming it's Raheny. They were enjoying. That's good. That's good. Do you think there'll be social unrest when the lockdown is over? Just half the normies don't have jobs. You see, that's what I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see what happens when the lockdown ends. Do you think it will kill cash? I think the bankers have been loving to kill cash. And they'll do anything to get it, but I don't know if this will work this time. Yeah, this video will be viewable after I'm finished, Claire. No problem. I think, yeah, I'm really, really interested into what happens when this all ends. That's what I'm really interested in. Thank you for your efforts. You're welcome. Because that's what I really want to see. What happens when this all comes to an end? That's going to be really, really interesting. Really. because I can't think of a way they can control the normies who've lost their jobs, especially the ones who had stay-at-home save lives, that they find out. I don't think there's a revolt. People are not like that. Most people are morons, and they just won't do that. And if the revolt started, I'd suggest don't join it. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm very, very interested in seeing where this whole thing goes. I'm waiting for the Corona baby to be born. There's already scangers naming their babies COVID and Corona. Can you believe that? Donate. Pity I can't donate something to your cause. I don't take donations, but if you want to join the Patreon so I can pay for films when this fucking lockdown ends and I can start filming again, you can do that. The Patreon, you can just type thomassheridanarts and Patreon if you want to help out there. You'll get something for it. Yeah, sometime for manifesting. Yeah, definitely. The eagles are gathering. Did you see that these birds of prey that haven't been seen in England in 500 years are back? Why are they stopping the young from mingling in nightclubs? Because they're teaching the young. Same reason they're not letting them play together in school. They're teaching them. They're training them. Yeah, you can also buy a book as well if you want to help me out. They're just helping. They're just training the young. That's all. Do you think the virus was created by a death cult? Very possibly. Maybe not a religious death cult, but like a secular one. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised at that. That wouldn't surprise me at all. These are the same people that brought us eugenics and stuff in the past. Yeah, social distance. Distancing is social conditioning. That's correct, Mr. KF. That's absolutely bang on. Best book on the tarot? Oh, well, that's your man. What's his name? Oh, I've promoted it all the time. You'll see it. I'll come to me. What happens to souls lost to sea? Don't know. Good question. Never thought about it. A trillionaire. Who'd want to be a trillionaire? What can you do with that kind of money? What can you do with that kind of money? I mean, what do you do with it? Yeah, nothing on mass media about showing stable families together. No, it's always this, and there's loads of things about domestic violence happening and stuff like that. Alfred Douglas, that's the one to get. Alfred Douglas, the tarot, its uses and its divination. That's the book to get. Yeah, tarot by Alfred Douglas. Yeah, but that's what they don't want to show people happy. Hello from Liverpool. Another person from Liverpool. Leon Aaron. Extinction Rebellion were, I think, behind all that riot in Hyde Park yesterday. All that trouble. I think they were behind it yesterday. They were trying to get the lockdown extended. Don't go to Mossbun Stones if you want to buy a book. Go, yeah, it might be okay now. It might be fixed now. If you try it now, it might work from the bookshop. Try that once more. If it doesn't, go to bookdepository.co.uk. Rugby again. Yeah, well, women's cycles are directly connected to the moon. There's no doubt about that. That's the god Luna, and that's definitely true. No doubt about it. You have the Moon Lodge and those kinds of ideas. Women's cycles are definitely connected to the moon. Palmistry, yeah, I got my palm read in Sri Lanka by the top person there. Apparently, I'm going to live for a long time, and everyone loves me, and that's basically what it said. But I don't know how true that is. But is it a myth that women's cycles are synchronized? I don't think it is a myth. I think there's a lot of truth to that. Well, when women all work in the same office together, their periods all tend to sync. So women's cycles are definitely geared towards regular cycling. You speak from the green heart, and that's why I don't. That's what you see is what you get. talking to me and seeing my videos and reading my writing, and it's just like what I'm like in real life. There is no image. There's no Thomas Sheridan character. This is me. I'm just an ordinary Irish fella. What you see is what you get. So I don't have a persona, because it's just, this is, couldn't be arsed. This is what you see is what you get. Yeah, women that live together, that happens too, in the same house. Interesting. I don't know how. It is a very magical thing. Okay, I'm getting a bit tired now, and we'll do another one of these next Sunday. I've got to do some shopping as well to get some groceries. So have a great week. Look after yourselves. Fuck this new normal. Keep living the old normal. Don't be dragged into smear campaigns. Don't be dragged into other people's shit. Live your life. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. And I'm an achiever! And let that be your mantra.